Pokemon, an innocent game full of cute creatures and fun stories. Or is it? What if I told you there was a much darker side to the franchise we all know and love? Hello and welcome. My name's Sean, and in this series we're going to be looking at the strangest creatures to exist in the Pokemon universe, the ghost types. This episode is the first of its kind, because it's the first episode in this series where I'll be covering a legendary Pokemon. This is Giratina. Let's start with the stats. Giratina is a ghost/dragon type Pokemon introduced in Generation 4. This Pokemon does not evolve but is capable of changing forms when presented with a Griseous orb. Its default form is known as the altered form. However, with this orb, or when in the distortion world, it changes to its origin form. In its altered form, this Pokemon has a height of 4.5 meters and a weight of 750 kilograms. In its origin form, it has a height of 6.9 meters and a weight of 650 kilograms. This Pokemon is known as the middle legendary for the Generation 4 games, as well as being the cover mascot for Pokemon Platinum. Alongside the Diamond and Pearl legendaries, Dialga and Palkia, it makes up the Creation Trio. Whereas Dialga and Palkia represent time and space, Giratina is representative of antimatter. Antimatter is defined as the opposite of matter, but with a negative charge. This is appropriate because Giratina's home, the distortion world, is the opposite of our own world. It is interesting to note the reason why Giratina is a ghost type, and it may be to represent gas. Dialga is part steel type, and Palkia is part water type. Therefore, the trio somewhat represent three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Giratina is a large grey dragon, with gold rings going up its neck and gold horns on its head resembling a crown. Has large wings which appear ghostly and black, with red spines on them. In its altered form, this Pokemon has 6 legs, 3 on each side, whereas in its origin form, this Pokemon has no legs, and appears much more like a winged serpent, with 6 tendril-like wings and spines all along its body. Giratina is an extremely powerful legendary Pokemon, with the power to hop between worlds at will. It is said that the change in gravity and pressure between the distortion world and the normal world is what causes it to change form. This Pokemon is highly aggressive and deeply protective of the distortion world, and was said to have been banished for its violence. The distortion world is said to be a reflection of our world. However, rules that apply here do not apply in the distortion world. The laws of gravity are in a state of chaos, with floating land masses and water flowing in odd directions. Put simply, the distortion world does not make sense. Giratina is said to appear in cemeteries, more specifically ancient cemeteries, and that it has watched over humanity for years from beyond the veil. Giratina made its anime debut in its own movie, Giratina and the Sky Warrior. In this movie, it wanted revenge against Dialga for damaging its home during its battle with Palkia. In the next movie in the series, Arceus and the Jewel of Life, Giratina teamed up with Dialga and Palkia to fight against Arceus. Pokédex entries regarding this Pokemon mention that it sometimes appears in an ancient cemetery. This suggests that in ancient times it could have been revered, with cemeteries built as a monument to it. Could it be that in times long gone, ancient cults worshipped this banished giant? Giratina's origins may be somewhat biblical. Fallen angels are said to be celestial beings who rebelled against God and were banished for their crimes. Similarly, Giratina is said to have rebelled against Arceus, the creator of the Sinnoh region, and was banished away for the distortion world for doing so. Both of Giratina's forms are similar to beasts featured in the Book of Revelation during the Apocalypse. The altered form resembles the Earth Beast. and its origin form resembles the sea beast, a sea serpent. The origin form of this Pokemon also resembles some descriptions of the Seraphim, an archangel of God known for having 6 wings, and in some depictions, a long serpentine body. That concludes this episode on Giratina. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to get those notifications turned on. And also to check out my social media where I post pretty regularly. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, don't get scared.